Will.
Yes. Do agree, sir. Yes. Indubitably, yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Black Alley Heist.
Yep. Back alley heist, you racist.
That makes more sense.
Since you said black, I immediately assume that you're taking offense. Like, not that you're taking offense. That you're being racist.
You're being insensitive.
Yeah, and I take offense to that. Anyway.
Okay, well, what? So, list to me the color of pens.
There's blue. There's red. There's African American. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you actually went with red too, because it was like, wow.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
Canadian.
Yeah. Welcome back to
Shameless racism bits.
So shameless racism bits. Welcome back to Southern Bits, the show where that's what we are. Shameless racists. I'm kidding. We're not racist. I'm not racist.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Let's say, how can you possibly like? Oh crap!
Why would you assume
Did you
I'm
see
not
that?
a racist just because I'm on the internet?
Just because.
If anyone really wants to like yell at me for that one,
Jeez, yeah, I'm about to. After this episode ends, I'm gonna like get on you.
no, you should know by now. I'm not a racist.
Yeah, obviously. I mean,
I have no interest in the subject matter of racism, actually.
yeah. Well, it's a touchy stuff. Like even if by saying we're
I'm
not
not
racist, which we're not, even saying that is like controversial and touchy. Like it's just like,
You're white, therefore you're racist.
that's not necessarily the case, but
But how racist of a statement is that
yeah, it's
in itself? I mean, like oxymoron type thing you could say.
honestly. Let's drop this. This whole conversation is making me uncomfortable.
Well, let's talk about how we're not racist is making me uncomfortable.
That's the thing, though. Like, it's
stupid.
Isn't that dumb? Like the fact that like even saying I'm not racist, that makes me uncomfortable, even though I'm not. And if anything,
you guys know we're not.
Yeah, well, should hopefully know we're not. And if anything, a statement like that should not make me uncomfortable. It's something I'm proud of because. I mean, there are.
Maybe it's just the environment of the South. If you're not a racist, you're like against your own.
That is not the case by any standpoint.
No, that's.
So I mean, that's a stereotype. Yes.
That's how they see it around here, and it sucks because we are from the South.
Yeah.
And everyone's all like, "Well, they're just horribly racist down there." They're not really.
What is going on with that?
Like,
do you see that? Whoa.
Whoa, there's a conveyor belt.
Whole conveyor belt balls. I like that.
Yeah, but the whole mindset of the South being horribly, horribly racist, that's so old.
And stupid and ignorant, but like that's just the...
I mean, sure, there's racists, but there's racists everywhere.
No, definitely. In fact, I honestly don't want to get into the subject too far, but basically, just because the whole like, the Civil War, like the North versus the Souths were the racists and the Norths, obviously weren't.
Yeah, and Jim Crow laws.
Granted, there was more racism in the South because, they had been using the slaves, but there were slaves in the North too. It's not like, it was just in the South and the North just like totally understood that from the get-go. Like it was whatever. I don't even... Ignorant people make me upset.
Ignorant peoples are dumb.
Ignorant people are stupid.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when people say ignorant things about the South, it makes me mad because typically the people who say it are like I deem as smart. So when they say stuff like that, it's just a very stupid statement. Crap! I missed two.
Well, to death.
I hate this level. To the death.
Whee!
Oh.
Safe. One more.
After it. Let me die. Come on.
Wow, this game is determined.
It's because I'm still in
you
the
have
flashy mode.
red.
Yeah, so I'm just like, whoop. Whoop. Now I gotta wait for my invincibility to wear off before I can actually like...
Whoop. Well, them's ropes.
I've never actually just died to go back to get the bottles. I've always
It's just faster
significantly
in this setting, especially.
Can I just drop down? No, I feel like I'll die.
When lives become a little bit more relevant, then we can.
Oh, I can't even jump over here. It's invisible wall. PG. Did they really? Oh crap! Did they really have to have an invisible wall there?
Crab monkeys! Oh, crab monkeys!
You see that? You see that raccoon-looking guy?
Where?
On the wall, the graffiti. It's supposed to be like, you know, kind of bashing me, but honestly, it kind of looks like Tennessee Kid Cooper, which is an ancestor of mine.
Oh, you meet him in Thieves in Time.
Yeah, you do meet him in Thieves in Time. That was probably my That was probably my favorite. Crap.
Got it. Oh! To the death.
Yeah. Fine. I can't even jump off the front of that cliff.
I love it. Oh man.
But that's my favorite aspect of the fourth game is the fact that you hear so much about the ancestors, especially in the third game. You actually at the very end of the third game learn a lot about the ancestors, and then the fourth game is just like, hey, why don't you not only meet them, but why don't you play as them as well? And it's like, what? Gasp. And honestly, like, Sly Cooper's more well-rounded because he's learned their moves. So, like, you know, he has all these different moves that make him individual. Yeah, thank you. Jeez, I didn't think I was gonna make it, and I was actually getting rid of that.
Got him.
Yeah. So not only does he know their moves, but you know he has his own moves, and he has moves like learned from his father, etc.
You can't save him though.
But there's certain moves that the ancestors know that they never wrote down in the Thievius Raccoonus. Like certain moves that they like basically took to their graves. It's very interesting.
I don't know if that was on purpose. Is the thing. I think they.
Yeah.
Either they didn't remember to, or
they just needed. Well.
Oh, come on!
I had a horseshoe that time.
That's not fair.
Oh my gosh! I'm about to get a game over, dude.
Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that!
I had a horseshoe that time. Out of all the times this game could have killed me off, it chose that time to do it.
It's like you didn't see just your head. It's like, huh.
That's like a head.
That pillar's got a growth.
That head sticking out. It's like, ooh, someone needs to clean up the old pillars. Ooh.
It's getting a little corpse here around here now. Ooh. It's kind of grotesque.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, honestly. Ah, crap.
What are you aiming for?
See, the problem is when you bounce on those things, they automatically bounce you left and right, and I didn't realize that the first like 3 times that I did it. So that's why I kept losing the bottles, cause like.
All right. Well.
Oh,
it sparkles, right? So you hit circle?
Well, see... Oh, that's the issue. Do you see what Sly's doing right now? How he's, like, sidestepping?
Yeah.
He does that when he's on walls. Well, when he does that, you're supposed to jump and keep holding the circle button. I thought it was a rail, and if it was a rail, you just jump, you press the circle button, and he auto, like, walks it.
Yeah.
So I let go of the circle button thinking I was safe, and the game thinks it's a wall, so it...
video game logic strikes again!
So I went from like 11 lives, or however many I had earlier in the game, to like 1. And I really need to watch myself at this point.
Well, we can farm lives later.
Farm lives or get 100 coins. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I've just made some really bad mistakes.
Oh yeah, this will come in handy.
Suzanne Cooper's notes pertaining to water safety.
Water safety. With this knowledge under your belt, you won't have to waste a charm whenever you fall into water.
Congrats.
No.
Instead of saying you just outright swim.
No, you don't swim.
Nope, you don't swim, but man, can you escape those terrifying pitfalls.
I mean, literally all it is like if you fall in water, you'll still splash around in it as if you can't swim, but when you hop back out of it, you'll keep your charm. So, I mean, that's the only purpose. Yeah, I know.
Alright.
Alright, one more level, and then last episode I thought we were like on the last level, but actually...
No, we got one more.
We have this one, and then Bill Mugshot. I really just want to die.
Isn't that a coffee shop somewhere around Mississippi?
Mugshot?
Mugshots.
I honestly don't know. Oh, I actually remember really liking this level. No, actually, I remember hating this level. Never mind.
It opens with that guy. Immediately, I hate it.
Look at this. Alright, well, bye. See you.
Oh, I'm free.
Oh, hey, look, the key.
Oh, no.
Huh.
Oh, no.
Forget it.
I stood on top of this thing, opened up my binocucom. It's like, wait, where am I now? It's like the Lakitu took over, like with his little camera. He's like, don't worry, Sly, I got you, buddy. So basically,
In the Mario Cooper universe.
So basically, there's that big old wrecking ball right up there, and it's the only way to get this thing. So
He came in like a wrecking ball.
the problem with this level is this level's a bit more explore heavy than some of the levels are.
Hit him.
So because of that, I mean, I've got the blueprints to Mugshot's hideout, so I'm not too worried as far as like finding all the bottles. But the first time I played through this level, I didn't have it, and I totally did not. Shut up! I know how to climb. Jeez.
Hey Sly, they told me I need more tutorials for this level.
Yeah, can there be an option that I press that says something along the lines of I've played all 4 games?
What I need to do is make a video game where the tutorial is literally just so the easy mode just is super tutorialized, and the hard mode is just the same game without the tutorials.
Well, you know, Banjo-Kazooie did a great job of going from game 2 to 3. Do you remember that at all? As far as like you would get certain abilities and moves in the first game, right?
It show you how to use them.
Well, yeah, but the second game gave you an option to not listen to the tutorials.
Oh yeah, from the first game.
From the first game, yeah. I mean, obviously it had new moves and you had to listen.
I
to
never
those
really
tutorials.
played all of Banjo-Tooie. I played it for like 5 minutes.
I only played the very beginning of Banjo-Tooie, so I'm right there with you. But like,
Uh,
the point is that
I have played Nuts and Bolts.
Hey, you have played it?
It's not bad.
I imagine it looked like a fun game. It just didn't. I mean, obviously it was a letdown for the Banjo-Kazooie series.
Well, okay, so you can't look at it as them trying to remake, you know, more Banjo-Kazooie. It's using their beloved IP to try to mix up the gameplay.
Yeah, to push a different game entirely.
And it wasn't that bad.
Honestly,
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
It's like comparing Kirby's Epic Yarn to Kirby.
I just didn't like Epic Yarn. I got bored of it.
Epic Yarn is boring. I mean,
It's adorably boring.
You could argue that most Kirby games are boring, because honestly, a lot of them are way too easy for their own good.
Kirby
But
Superstar was pretty hard.
but I mean, yeah, but certain Kirby games are really good, and not to mention,
Man, that has got to burn.
yeah, it is hurting my gloves. I have gloves, so
Especially considering you're not wearing pants.
oh crap! I just dropped down. Anyway, next time on Brobits,
Next time on Robo, it's more Kirby discussion, I guess.
more Kirby discussion, definitely. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Brobits.